Hey guys, I'm Johnny. We're here with Johnny's Jiu-Jitsu, and this is Rener Gracie, the man, Gracie black belt from
one of the men
from the Gracie Academy out in Torrance, California. I want to thank Carlos Diaz for putting on this seminar, get Rener Gracie out here, and for giving us the opportunity to use this space.
Destin, DestinMMA.com. Carlos is one of our certified training centers here in Destin, Florida. If you're in Florida, northern Florida, come check these guys out. It's a great school, great vibe, great curriculum, great people.
Definitely. Rener, I just want to ask you a couple questions.
Let's do it.
I'll make it quick. I'll start off with an easy one. I'll throw you a bone. What's the greatest accomplishment you've ever had in your entire life, hands down, any aspect?
Dang, greatest accomplishment? That's not a bone. That's tough, bro. I like to think that I've accomplished a lot. I think that obviously I'm very proud of the way my brothers and I have been able to catalog and I guess perpetuate the teachings that were handed down to us, because I feel very privileged to have learned Jiu-Jitsu and being born in this family and learning it from such a young age. And I think that the way we've been able to effectively, I guess take everything we've learned, structure it, and then put it out for other people to learn is very unique. And I feel that that's a great contribution to the family's work, to my grandfather's legacy, and to the people out there who want to learn Jiu-Jitsu. So that's pretty on the big scale. But on a more specific scale, there was a recent incident, I don't know if you read about it, of a kid named Martin regarding the story that took place on Yahoo. We had a story that was recently published on Yahoo.com where a kid came to me. He was a bullying victim. His name was Martin, and he came to me, desperate for a solution. And we had 1 week with him. And in 1 week, we were able to bully-proof Martin to where he went back to school the week after we worked with him. He went back to school, stood up for himself against the bully, had to physically engage the bully, right? And defended himself, defeated the bully without violence, didn't throw one punch, controlled the bully. The bully not only apologized for his behavior, but the bully became friends with Martin after this all took place. So that was probably my proudest accomplishment in recent memory. It was that, we have the Gracie Bully Proof program. I didn't even know that I could bully proof someone in a week.
It's impressive.
1 week, so for what it's worth.
I remember reading about that story. That was a great story.
So if you guys want to check it out, go to yahoo.com and then put in like Gracie, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Bully Proof, and you'll see the story. It's very touching how this kid's life was changed, and I'm just glad to have had any part to do with that.
Awesome. Since we're on the subject and we're talking about it, and we're talking about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu,
sure.
And your grandfather and the great things he's done, how do you feel about the recent, maybe not recent, but the politics that are currently surrounding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and maybe the naysayers out there who don't like the blue belt testing online?
Yeah, I don't get too involved with the politics. It doesn't really faze me that much. My father always told me, he said, Rener, half of the people are going to agree with you, and then half the people are going to hate you. No matter what you're doing. If it's revolutionary, half are going to love, half are going to hate. So that prepared me for this eventual growth that we're experiencing now. And what we're doing is very new. It's very non-traditional, but it's also it's very modern, and it's very real. It's where the world is going. Everything's going technical. Everything's going digital, and the internet is the new way. So we're just trying to, through Gracie University, basically create the most comprehensive, most complete learning experience for any student of Jiu-Jitsu, and through the university we've accomplished that. And I think what separates us, which is the most important thing that was from my father, was the fact that we have our video evaluation system, the fact that we have quality control mechanisms in place to verify that what we're putting out is actually being learned. No one else does that. Everyone else has online websites. They put tons of information, thousands of video clips, and then they say, good luck, we'll see you on the other side. And there's really no way for the student to get the feedback, And I can get how some people are offended by that and its association to awarding belts. But if you have a strict standard, and I know what a blue belt should be, right? And if I were to watch two guys right now freestyle, roll around, and demonstrate techniques, I can tell you if they're blue belts or not. So instead of watching here, I can watch through the internet and have the same opinion. If they have the conviction, the reflexes, the flow, the techniques. And some people might agree, we don't. We feel that we can, through viewing against different levels of opponents, make it happen. And it's definitely making things possible for students to learn and have a connection with us that was never before possible. And I always said, man, it might not be 100% of the learning experience that they might get if they were in person at the Gracie Academy or a certified training center. It might not be 100%, but even if it's 70%, even if we can create 70% of the learning experience via Gracie University, if it's that 80%, 90%, 75, even if we can create a percentage of that for students in the middle of, Guatemala or Argentina who would have never otherwise had a chance to have any exposure, guess what? Let this guy get 75%, let him get in a street fight, let him defend himself, let him protect his family, and let's not hate on that, you know what I'm saying? So, and we're allowed to give that feedback to him, so, the haters are going to hate no matter what they say, no matter what I say, no matter what you say, but the people who experience the university, the people who've been to Gracie University and are going through it and are learning quality jiu-jitsu from the source as a result of it, guess what? They're loving it, and that keeps me going, that keeps my brother Hiron going, and we're not going to stop as long as those people are out there.
Great, great. And we're on belt testing, we're going to keep talking about it. Stripe 1, I just saw Chapter 6 was released last night to the public.
Dang, you're quick.
Chapter 7 is out there for garage leaders right now.
It'll be a few months, it'll be for the public.
Right, yeah. Right. So when are we looking to see Stripe 1 testing be available on
Blue Belt, what Johnny's referring to as Blue Belt Stripe 1 curriculum. We're putting it out through Gracie University, chapter by chapter. Each stripe consists of 7 chapters: mount, side mount, guard, half guard, back mount, leg locks, and standing techniques. And 7 chapters, you see between 8 and 10 techniques per chapter, totaling 60 lessons per stripe on Blue Belt. 60 lessons doesn't mean 60 techniques. It's actually 160 techniques for just Stripe 1 on the Blue Belt. The Blue Belt Stripe 1 test has been recorded. It's already captured. It's being finalized in the edit bay, and it will be released in the next, I'd say, realistically, 6 to 12 weeks, is a good estimate. And it's going to be tough, my friends. It's going to be real deal. It's a 1-hour test, 3 technical drills, and 3 sparring drills. Technical drills, about 60 slices each, about 50, 60 slices, techniques each, mount and side mount techniques demonstrated, guard and half guard, back mount, leg locks, and standing. All demonstrated, 100% showing the way we teach the techniques, you're going to demonstrate them. And then 3 sparring drills: gi sparring, no gi sparring, and fight simulation sparring. 5 minutes on each sparring exercise, full resistance on the sparring with your training partner, and obviously who has to be at least a blue belt level. The partner has to be at least blue belt or above, and that's the deal, my friends. It'll be out, it's going to be super intense, a 1-hour test for Stripe 1, and some people think that's too much. Well, guess what? It'll just mean that that stripe will be all the more valuable, and it'll just make sure that we have a chance to truly assess your skill level, and especially since it's being allowed to be done through video evaluation, we need to have a very good idea of where you're at. So that's what it is. If you don't like it, go tell Hiron. Good luck.
Nice. All right, we've wrapped up Stripe 1. Stripe 2, when's it projected? Have you guys started shooting on that?
Stripe 2 has been fully digitally captured. It's all been filmed, and it's being edited, all of it. And we'll release it in a timely fashion like we do. We've purposely tried to release the chapters of the Master Cycle at a rate that is both, a reasonable rate, but also not so fast that people want to just jump to the next chapter when they haven't even learned the previous one. So we're really trying to put it out there in a digestible rate. And that's what we've been doing every 3 to 4 months between chapters for the most part, because that's what it takes to learn that information. If you're going through the Master Cycle faster than it's being released, you're not going through the Master Cycle the way you should be. That's the bottom line. We have guys out there who are begging us to slow down the releases and saying, hey, Rener, you got enough, slow down, don't put it out. So if you're rushing through it and you're like, oh, where's the next chapter? You're just one of those, internet champs who's just watching and just trying to you're hungry for more candy, but you're not even digesting what's on your plate, you know what I'm saying? So take your time, go through it. If you finish a chapter and you want more, go back and do it again. Trust me, you'll appreciate it when testing time comes. You'll appreciate have had all the techniques learned versus rush through everything, get to the test. Now you see, dang, this is a legit test. And then you're like, okay, let me just start over and do it all over again. Or you can take the test and fail, your choice.
Nice. You talked about cataloging your entire grandfather's work. You want to get everything video captured and get it out there for the students. What percentage, how far along do you think you are in that process?
Oh, we're just after Stripe 2 finished. We're just starting Stripe 3 filming right now. So normally we're about 2 stripes ahead in terms of the filming, whatever's released. You understand?
Right. No, I'm talking about your entire, because you want to catalog your entire grandfather's.
Right. I have it all written down.
Okay.
In terms of filming,
video cataloging.
That's what I'm saying. We are 2 stripes ahead of whatever's released.
Got it.
Yeah. So we're basically we have one released, we have one in the can, and we're working on the next one. Boom, boom. We're always that. So that'll be the pace that we keep, and that was a choice we made. We could have waited until all the way through Black Belt was filmed before releasing anything. We could have went, we're going to film everything and then we'll release it all together. But that would have been probably 8 years from now.
Got it.
When we would have done all that. So we chose to start releasing it as we're doing it so that people could essentially follow us. Why wait 8 years when the world wants to learn right now?
Got it.
You benefited from that, right?
Right, I sure did.
There you go.
Yes. killing me. All right. So, with the continued success of Gracie University and the Gracie Academy, you've got the Women Empowered program that's come out. You've got the Bullyproof program, which in the news is obviously showing great success. You've got the Gracie Combatives program. What's next? What's on the horizon for Gracie University? What can the distance education students look forward to? What can the CTC students look forward to?
Man, we have some pretty serious secret projects in the works right now. Obviously, the continued release of these chapters is the main focus and is the main benefit of all of our distant learning students. We're very excited about the putting out of Stripe 1 test. The Stripe 1 test will really set the standard so you guys can see, wow, okay, we saw blue belt, we saw what the objective was there, but now we see where these guys are taking the ship from here forward. And it's not a different path, but it's a much broader path, because getting a blue belt is one specific objective.
Right.
Street readiness, in the least amount of time possible. We did that. You did that if you passed the curriculum. When we get beyond blue belt, now we have a lot more objectives in terms of street readiness to the highest degree, and also, sport techniques are included now in the curriculum. So the testing of those techniques and the perfection of those, I think that it'll be made very clear where we're going with this now that Stripe 1 test will be put out, and then you'll know what to look forward for from there. So aside from the chapters themselves, we're very proud about the release of Women Empowered program. That was kind of the third leg of the tripod, combatives, bullyproof, and now Women Empowered. And with those three out, we're very comfortable with where the curriculum stands. And for us, it's a matter of finding more schools that want to associate to offer these curriculums, because we get thousands of inquiries every month from all over the world of people looking for a certified training center.
Right.
They'll call me and say, Rener, is ABC Jiu-Jitsu down here in my city, are they certified? And I say, no, they're not. They're not a certified training center. I can't vouch for how they're teaching, but go visit them and just see what's going on in there. And if you like it, sign up. But, for me to endorse a school and say, yes, that place is legit, they have to go through a certain standard. They have to learn the curriculum. They have to learn how to teach the same way. For us, the number one concern is that when there is a Gracie triangle on a front door and someone goes in there, that they are getting the exact same learning experience, not just from the technique perspective, but from the safety perspective, from the street self-defense, street applicability perspective, from the structure of the curriculum perspective, the teaching methodologies, the camaraderie among students. That vibe is not an accident at our schools. It's that way for a reason. And all the instructors who run certified training centers were taught very rigorously how to uphold that. And that's our goal, is to get, there's so many people who want to learn, but there aren't enough qualified instructors. So anybody out there who's thinking about, associating or doing this, we're trying to do it on a different level. We don't want to just put a sticker on your front door and charge you a fee for it. That's not what we're after. We want to implement a system at your school that will make it to where you can promise your students the exact quality learning experience that we're promising to ours in Torrance at headquarters. So those who are interested, go to GracieInstructor.com and go check it out, the requirements for becoming an instructor and the different levels of certification that may be of interest to you if you have or intend to one day open a martial arts school and want to offer the Gracie programs.
Great, thank you, thank you. It's been a while since we've seen a Gracie Technique of the Month on YouTube, and I was hoping I could get Johnny's Jiu-Jitsu to be the sponsor for the September 2011 Gracie Technique of the Month. Do you have something you could show us?
Technique of the Month?
Technique of the Month. It's all over YouTube.
Dang.
Put him on the
Pressure's
spot.
on. Okay.
Right.
Lay down, please.
Yes, sir.
Kimura. From here. Very common. Bring this hand out. This guy's hand will try to go for an underhook right here. Boom. Sit sideways, reverse cross chest. Okay, make sure the angle's good. From here, secure the wrist. Start to push it down and go for the Kimura. They don't like this. So what they do to prevent this hand from going to the ground over here is they start to grab their leg and turn on their side, turn sideways. As he turns sideways and tries to avoid my Kimura right here, hold tight, push off this back foot over here, balance on his rib cage with this elbow, basically lift up my hips off the ground. I'm gonna get up in base, step around the back, and then sit down. Boom, 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 boom. So it's kind of a Kimura fallback, I kind of call it the flying Kimura, but it's not even a Kimura finish. It's a straight arm lock finish off a failed Kimura when the person grabs the thigh. Now the camera angle is a little bit weak because it's so close, right? But mystery is good,
That's right. Make me think about it.
For the rest of this technique and for all other techniques that aren't even included here, go to GracieUniversity.com.
Nice play. Thanks. Guys, this is Johnny from Johnny's Jiu-Jitsu. This is Rener Gracie, one of the men. Check them out, GracieUniversity.com. Check out Johnny'sJujitsu.wordpress.com for more updates. Thanks.
Keep it playful.